In a small town nestled in a forested valley, there's a bridge known to locals as Whistler's Crossing. It's beautiful by day, an old stone arch over a slow river, but at night, it's whispered to be cursed. Over the past 40 years, dozens have gone missing. Always the same pattern, seen walking home alone late at night, last spotted near the bridge, never seen again. Locals report hearing soft whistling, seeing shadows moving against the current, and feeling watched. Authorities dismiss the legends, blaming accidents, wild animals, or wanderers. But the stories keep growing. One woman, Claire, a skeptical journalist, returns to her hometown to investigate after her brother vanishes near the bridge. What begins as a story becomes a descent into the darkness that lives beneath the bridge. In the heart of the valley lies a town too small to appear on most maps. Bell's Hollow, a place where time doesn't so much move forward as it loops, again and again, where the locals whisper warnings to visitors, and where, once in a while, someone vanishes without a trace. Claire Monroe hadn't set foot in Bell's Hollow in nearly a decade, but when her brother went missing, she had no choice but to come home. Claire felt a chill as she walked through the town. Whispers seemed to follow her every step, warnings carried on the wind. It was as if the very air around her was trying to tell her something important. She arrived just after dusk. The air was thick with the scent of damp leaves and cigarette smoke. Millie's Diner, the unofficial town hall, still stood with its flickering neon sign. Inside, the regulars had the same faces, just a few more lines and deeper stares. That's where Claire saw him. Sheriff Dempsey, coffee in hand, eyes heavy with years. The kind of man carved from the landscape itself, gravel-voiced, always watching. Claire, sorry about your brother. We've had folks out looking. We've looked everywhere. It's not like Adam to just vanish. I don't like any of this. That night, Claire drove to the bridge. Locals call it Whistler's Crossing, a stone arch older than the town itself. Some say it was built on cursed land. Others say the curse came after. Whatever the case, it had taken people, dozens over the years. Always the same story. They were last seen walking home at night, and then gone. Claire stood on the edge of the bridge, her coat pulled tight. The river below didn't rush or roar. It crept, like it was listening. The air was colder here, the kind that found its way into your bones. She stayed there longer than she meant to, long enough to hear something. A faint whistle, a shift in the air, a presence. Bell's Hollow hadn't changed, but something beneath it had grown darker. Whether Claire believed the stories or not didn't matter, because something was waiting, something that remembered every name, every face, and maybe, just maybe, her brother's too. Tomorrow she'd start digging, and Bell's Hollow doesn't like its graves disturbed. In small towns, stories spread like moss, soft at first, then thick. Some stories fade, others dig in deep, take root, and never let go. And in Bell's Hollow, most of them start at the bridge. The morning after her arrival, Claire Monroe started asking questions. At first, no one wanted to talk. It was the way people looked at her that gave it away, not with pity, but with fear. But small towns leak truth eventually. And the first crack came from Millie Harris, owner of the diner and the town's unofficial historian. They say the bridge was built over a burial site, long before the town was settled. One night, a girl came in here, soaked through. Said she heard someone singing to her from under the water. No one believed her. She went missing 2 days later. Claire recorded everything. And with every interview, the stories grew stranger, more detailed, too consistent to ignore. Claire interviewed an older man named John. He seemed frightened. I used to fish by that bridge, always the same time, just after sundown. Then, one evening, I saw a shadow, walking on the water. Not across it, on it. Didn't make a sound. When I looked again, it was gone. But the pole in my hand was wet, like someone had touched it. Claire was finding this all hard to believe. She also interviewed a teenage girl. My cousin dared me to walk across at midnight. I made it halfway before I heard. It was like whistling, but it wasn't. It was breathing, in tune, like it wanted me to follow it. I ran. I didn't even look back. One story could be a coincidence. 3 stories, folklore. But Claire was up to 7 by the end of the day. 7 different people, all hearing the same thing. A sound, a presence, something calling them toward the water, and something else. All of them happened at night. All of them happened alone, and all within sight of the bridge. That evening, Claire sat in her brother's empty apartment. In the back of a drawer, she found a small leather journal. Adam's handwriting filled every page, notes, maps, dates, and one chilling sentence underlined in red. The bridge doesn't take people, it calls them. She froze. The whistle, the ones the locals described. It wasn't just a sound, it was a signal. While asleep that night, Claire dreamed of the river. She couldn't see the bridge, only the sound. A whistle that didn't come from lips, but from deep within the water itself. And something in her brother's voice saying, "Don't listen, not even once." In Bell's Hollow, some stories are warnings, others are bait. The next morning, Claire visited the Bell's Hollow Library, a building more dust than drywall. She didn't go for books, she went for names. In the town's brittle newspaper archive, she pulled a list of every missing person reported over the past 40 years. 43 names, 43 people who left no trace, and almost all of them had one thing in common. They were last seen alone, and always within sight of the bridge. She mapped it, every location, every last sighting. The closer she looked, the clearer it became. The bridge wasn't just a location, it was a boundary. Claire listened to some recordings from the witnesses she took earlier. "My daughter vanished when she was 17. Said she was going to meet a friend after sunset. They found her bike by the bridge rail, not a scratch on it. She was scared before she left. Told me someone had followed her home the night before. Said she heard whistling that got louder when she stopped walking. The police said she ran away. My baby would not do that. It's been 10 years now." Claire started to believe the bridge didn't just witness these disappearances. It chose them. And then she found something else. A page from Adam's journal, torn at the edges, as if ripped out in a hurry. What was left of Adam's writing was, they had the same dream. A bridge that led to nowhere. The sound of running water with no river. And a shadow standing at the end, smiling without a face. I saw it too. She thought it was time to listen to Adam's tape recorder and turned it on. Adam's voice begins, shaky, whispering, "I think once it knows you're looking for it, it starts to look back. I haven't slept in 3 nights. The whistling won't stop. If I disappear, tell Claire not to follow." Claire dropped the recorder. The room felt colder, not like weather, like warning. The bridge had a pattern. The disappearances weren't random. They were selected, marked, and now Claire had to face the truth. Her brother didn't vanish because of where he was. He vanished because of what he knew. She needed to go back to the bridge and find out the truth. It's said that certain sounds don't come from the world we see, but from the spaces in between. Places where time folds inward, where memory becomes echo, and where voices aren't always alive. Claire Monroe didn't believe in ghosts. She believed in evidence. But as she drove toward the bridge that evening, she realized something had changed. She was no longer chasing the story. The story was chasing her. She parked her car just outside the bridge. She got out, took a deep breath, turned on her recorder, and walked towards the bridge.